Welcome to our second video of how to recycle used plastic bags into a new durable plastic bag. For this project you will need a sturdy box, a pencil, a ruler, masking tape or sellotape, paper clip, the bigger the better, a pair of scissors and 4 to 5 balls of plastic yarn which we made in video 1. To make a needle, unfold the paper clip. Keep only the last end bent. Close the gap with masking tape to prevent the yarn from slipping out. Cut a loom board the size of the bag that you would like to make. Leave 5 millimeters on both sides of the board when measuring from left to right. The width of your board depends on the width of the bag that you would like to make. Measure an even number of centimeters, about 2 centimeters from the top and bottom of the cardboard. Cut on these measurements. Use the yarn of a whole plastic bag to make the warp. Fold the yarn double and roll it as you string the warp to make the yarn stronger. You can also use string or wool to make the warp. Once the warp has gone around the loom once, tie it to the beginning of the warp. This is to keep the warp in place. Keep on warping around the loom and secure the last end of the warp again with a double knot. Notice that the one side of the warp runs slightly askew and the other one is completely straight. Make sure that the warp strings are tight enough to weave comfortably, but remember you're only working with plastic. Cut about 2 meters or less from the yarn. Fasten one end through the eye of the needle to keep it from slipping out as you work. Now you can start the weaving process. Under, over, under, over. As you get to the other side of the loom, pull the yarn through carefully. Make sure you leave a short bit of your yarn at the starting point so that you can secure the yarn a bit later. Before you can continue, push the yarn down as far as possible. Now all your yarn and the needle should be on your wrong side. To continue, you have to flip the loom and put the needle and yarn back to the side from which you work. Start weaving at the back of the loom, under, over, under, over. Remember to pull the yarn through the warp and to push the weft down as far as possible. Once again, you have to flip the loom and put the yarn and needle back on your working side. Before you can continue weaving, secure the yarn to the bit that was left at the beginning. This prevents the weft from unraveling. You should know the tune by now. Under, over, pull through, push down, flip, repeat. And under, over, pull through, push down, flip, repeat. Because you have an uneven number of warp strings on the one side of your board, you won't always start at under. Check on each warp. If line 1 was under, line 2 must start with over. And then line 3 must start with under, and line 4 must start with over. Once your yarn is finished or you want to change color, simply tie a new piece of yarn to the old piece. Put the two ends together. Take both ends around the fingers and through the hoop. Carefully tighten. Cut the ends neatly but not too short. Tie the end of the new 2-meter yarn to the eye of the needle again, and off you go. Simply put the knot on the inside of the weft. Remember to keep on pushing the weft down. You can change the color of your weaving at any time you would like to do so. Stop weaving about 3 fingers from the top of the loom. Secure the last bit of yarn to the warp with a double knot. Cut the first 2 warp strings right at the top of the loom. Tie them together against the weft. Turn the loom over and do the same on the other side. Continue with this until all the warp strings have been secured. Cut the bottom teeth of the loom shorter to make it easier to take the weft off. Be very careful not to cut any of the weft. Now for the exciting bit. Carefully take the weft off the loom, bit by bit. First the left, the right, the left, the right, until everything is safely off the loom. Tuck all the loose ends into the bag so that everything is neat and tidy. And there you go, well done. Next time you can experiment with lots of different colors and patterns. The second video was overseen by Jennifer, who is my lady in waiting. I guess she's waiting.